driving me wild, you driving me so crazy. Got me acting out, got me tryna stay sober.
Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. You are watching something about Drea. I am Drea. In today's video, homegirls, it is going to be a soft glam makeup tutorial. It is going to be just a little bit different. I'm going to be doing more of a talk through style with you guys, showing you what products that I use and the tools that I use in detail. So if you girls care to see how I achieve this look, then make sure you stay tuned and keep on watching because I'm only a slay away, honey. Let's get into the video. Okay, homegirls, so the most important thing when doing your makeup is you definitely want to start off with a clean canvas. So that means go ahead and do your skincare routine so that way you can start off with a clean base. Now, before you do anything to your makeup, you definitely want to go ahead and use a primer or a moisturizer. So in today's video, I did go ahead and use a primer. So I did go ahead and use the Maybelline Prime and Shield to go ahead and set my face as far as the base. Sometimes I do like to go in with the moisturizer, but this is what I use for today. So this is Maybelline Prime and Shield. Okay, girls, so now that we are all primed up, I am a brow first type of girl, so I do like to go ahead and do my eyebrows first. Now, I do switch back and forth between, I don't know why I'm holding this up, this is eyeliner, but I do like to switch back and forth between using a pencil and using brow pomade. It's a piece of hair, and using brow pomade. So the pomade that I use, it is from the hair store, y'all. This is in the color charcoal black, and it's only $1 at my local hair store. So I did go ahead and use this today. I like to start by outlining the shape of my brows first, and then I'll go ahead and fill it in with my brow product. And once my brows are in place, I do like to go ahead, if there's, you know, sparse areas, I do go ahead and go in and fill in with my eyebrow pencil. So this pencil here, it is by is this L'Oreal? Yes, this is definitely L'Oreal. This is the Brow Stylist Definer. The tip on this pencil, it is very thin, so I absolutely love that. So you can go in and do little hair like strokes, and then it also does have the spoolie on the other end. Another tool that I use for my eyebrows to use my pomade is the Eyebrow brush by Morphe. This one doesn't have a number on it, but this is a Morphe brush, and it does have the skinny tip on the end as well as the brush on the other end. So this is what I like to use when I do my pomade. So to go ahead and carve out the eyebrows or go ahead and define that shape that we just did with our pomade, I did go ahead and use my Morphe concealer. This is the Hide and Peak concealer in the shade Sepia, I believe. Yes, in the shade Sepia. I do like to go ahead and use the actual applicator that comes along with the concealer to go ahead and outline the brow. And then I will also go in with my, I like to call it an eyebrow brush, but it's just a flat brush that I got from the hair store. It is only 99. All right, so here is the brush. So it's actually a flat brush. I do believe this is only $1.99. This is the e.l.f. brush, and I got this brush from Walmart. So I do like to go ahead and use this as well to go ahead and define or carve out my eyebrows. So that is what I did for that. So next, I did go ahead and move on to eyeshadow, but just like with the face, you definitely want to have a base when it comes to doing your eyeshadow. I did go ahead and use a concealer as primer, and the concealer that I use is by L'Oreal. So it is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear in the shade, girl, 410. It's in the shade 410, and I did go ahead and use this under the brow just to give me a slight brow highlight. As you guys can see, underneath my brow is slightly lighter than the top of the brow, so I did go ahead and go in with this as well. Just a bit extra. You don't have to do this step. So now that we are so now that we've laid our concealer, we definitely want to go ahead and pat that out or blend that out. And the brush that I like to use to go ahead and blend out my concealer under the eye, so this is a Real Technique brush. This is a concealer brush. It came in a set of I believe it came 5 brushes in a pack from Walmart for about 20 something dollars. So I absolutely love this brush. On it, it actually says that this is a deluxe crease brush. So this is what I use to go ahead and pat out my concealer so that I can go ahead and start with my eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I did go ahead and keep it really simple. I wanted a glam look, but I didn't want to use 50 different products. I did go ahead and use my gingerbread spice palette. This is by Too Faced. So I use one color from out of here. The color that I use from this palette is the cinnamon color. This shade is called Cinnamon. So it's pretty much like a burgundy-ish, brownish, reddish kind of color, but it's giving more of a dark brown on. So I did go ahead and use that for my transition shade, and then for my lid shade, I did go ahead and use my Morphe palette. Out of this one, I just used a gold shimmery shade. Y'all know Morphe don't once you get rid of that paper from Morphe, you really don't know what shade it is. But I did go ahead and use the gold shimmery shade for my lid color. I think I mixed it with the rose gold shimmer shade as well. And I just go ahead and I used 2 brushes to go ahead and apply my eyeshadow. So the 2 brushes that I used to go ahead and apply my eyeshadow, I did go ahead and use a fluffy brush for my transition shade, and go ahead and use this flat brush. This is another 99-cent brush, y'all. I like to get my brushes from Walmart, from the hair store. Every now and then I'll go to Ulta to get me Morphe brushes, but I did go ahead and use this brush. It's from the hair store. Like I said, probably only $1, and I did use this for the gold shades to do my lids. So you girls can achieve a really beautiful eye look with using only 2 eyeshadows. You don't have to do the absolute most. I did a semi-cut crease or a cut crease look, but I did not actually go in and cut my crease. And the eyeshadow actually looks really, really good like this. So girl, after I'm done with my eyeshadow, I like to leave the eyes alone for now, and then I like to finish it up later. So what I like to do next after I do my eyeshadow is go ahead and move on to my foundation. So the foundation that we're using, girl, you know we all about affordable products over here. So I did go ahead and use my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy foundation in the color 360. 360, I'm showing it upside down. So this is in the shade 360. I don't know why y'all seeing it upside down, whatever. This is in the shade Mocha 360, and I did go ahead and use 2 applicators to make sure I have a full coverage process, but also to make sure I didn't have any streaks in my foundation. I did go ahead and use my Real Techniques Expert base brush. So I did use this to go ahead and do my initial blend out of my foundation, and then I do go behind it with a damp sponge. Yeah, it's dirty. I did just go ahead and do my makeup, so excuse the brushes, they will be washed after this. But I did go ahead and use a sponge just to make sure that everything is blended as smooth as possible. Okay, girl, by this time we're looking a little bit scary, but we're gonna continue on. So the next step that I like to do when doing a glam makeup look, I like to go in with my concealer. I like the under eyes to be bright. I like the, you know, just highlight the points of my face that I feel like should be highlighted. So for me in particular, I do like to do under my eyes. I like to do my chin and down the bridge of my nose. Don't necessarily like to do my forehead because, as you can see, she's already there. I really don't highlight my forehead all the time. So the concealers that I use to go ahead and highlight those areas, I like to use my e.l.f. concealer first. This is more closer to my skin tone. So the shade of this is actually Deep Cinnamon. So I go in with this first, and over top of it, I did go ahead and do just a little bit of my L'Oreal Full Wear concealer, the same one that I use underneath my eyebrows, just to add extra brightness. And you guys know this is in the shade 410. So to blend that out, I do go ahead and use a brush to go ahead and pat that out. You know, I pat out. You definitely want to look down while you pat out just to avoid any creasing, and you want to make sure that you get, you know, full coverage. So I do like to let my concealer sit before I go ahead and blend it out, just because it gives you more coverage when you do it that way. So this step right here is actually pretty drastic for me. So I crease heavily under my eyes. So before I have to do anything else, I have to go in and set under my eyes. So I always like to set under my eyes with a brighter powder. So I like to use my Black Radiance Loose Setting Powder. This is in the banana shade, so it's has a yellowish tint to it, and I do like to go ahead and set using my same sponge. So I like to just tap it in the container and go ahead and set underneath my eyes and anywhere else that I may have highlighted, just to go ahead and prevent creasing, because I crease super quick. Okay, I do know that it could be based on products as well, but for me, girl, we just got to go ahead and take care of it before we have to start all over, because this could, like, literally creasing under the eyes could mess up your makeup. So after we're done setting, I do like to go in and contour just a little bit. I don't contour as heavily as I used to do, but to contour, I did go ahead and use my, what is this? Black Radiance foundation stick. So this is in the shade 6825. This is a foundation stick. I do like to go ahead and remove the cap and apply this directly to my skin in the places that I want to go ahead and contour. So I typically do my jawline, this is my jawline, my cheekbones, and then my forehead. I do go ahead and contour my nose as well, but we'll get to that in just a second. So I do like to go ahead and blend out my contour with my brush. If I can find it, hold on. So this is the brush that I do like to go ahead and contour with. It's just an angled brush. It's very stiff, very firm. I like to use this for my contour. And then also when it comes to contouring my nose, instead of applying the contour directly to my nose, I like to use the brush to go ahead and, you know, just get in there and get that sharpness that I want for my nose. Because, girl, you see it snatched. Okay, we have to say no more about that. But when it comes to doing your contour, you definitely want to blend, and don't forget that you can definitely go back into your foundation brush to go ahead and blend out, you know, any spots that you feel like it's just a little bit too harsh. You can go back and forth between your contour brush and your foundation brush, just to make sure everything transitions smoothly. Girl, so I just recently got on this train, but when I tell you, adding this into your makeup routine will just take your makeup to a whole nother level. Trust me, once you start, you will never want to go back. And if you're already up on this system, you already know bronzer. When I tell you bronzer changes your entire look, this just add color back to the face. So I do like to use both the deeper one and the lighter one. The deeper one is definitely for when I want to be a little bit more dramatic. This is a little bit more subtle, but I do like to use both. So for today's video, I did go ahead and mix them both. I like to apply my bronzer with a big brush. It just gives you lighter coverage, but it still covers more surface, if that makes sense. So it's not gonna put it on super intense. It's not gonna be super intense, but you will definitely be able to see it. And then just to blend that into my contour a little bit more, I do go in with a smaller brush to go ahead and blend out that bronzer as well. So I like to do my bronzer on my cheeks. I like to go on the jawline and then around the forehead as well. This just gives color and definition back to the face. The bronzer that I am using, it is by Juvia's Place, and this is in the dark palette. So there is a couple shades lighter than this, and there's one darker than this. So I didn't get the darkest one because there is one darker than this, but I absolutely love the payoff that you get with this. I think it's perfect. So if you're chocolate like me, you can definitely use the dark palette. Girl, as you can see, my blush is popping today. Okay, so for blush today, I did go ahead and use a cream blush. This is by Believe Beauty. I believe I got this from the dollar store, if I'm not mistaken. So this is by Believe Beauty in the shade Tropical Sunset. If it didn't come from the dollar store, it probably came from Walmart. So it is a, I want to say it's more of a coral peach kind of color. I don't really know. Don't act like you don't know your colors, girl. But I did go ahead and use a small eyeshadow brush to go ahead and apply it. And then I did go ahead and blend it out even more with a fluffy brush. So this is the fluffy brush that I use to blend it even more. This is a Real Techniques blush brush. So after I spread it just a little bit with the eyeshadow brush, I kind of just tap it on to get it in the area that I want, and then I go ahead and blend it even more with the blush brush. And then I go back to my bronzing brush. That's hard to say. So I go back to my bronzing brush to make sure that the blush and bronzer is blended as well. So we don't want to see any lines of demarcation. So I do go back and forth between brushes, just like I do with my concealer and my foundation. You feel me? I hope you girls are following me. Okay, let's keep it moving. So by the time I make it to these steps, girl, I'm starting to get hyped because my look is starting to come together, but we not done, okay? Don't get too excited, but girl, I know you see the look is starting to come together. So next, what I like to do is go ahead and finish off the eye. So I do go back in with my eyeliner. I did go ahead and use my NYX Epic Wear eyeliner in the shade Black. I just thought take my time and did a thin wing today. The applicator is super thin, so it's not hard to work with at all. My eyelashes do tend to get in the way, but if you just take your time, girl, you can do it. And then I did go ahead and apply some eyelashes, just some eyelashes that I got from the hair store. And I do like to use the IMV eyelash glue with aloe in it because my eyes, they do get super irritated for certain eyelash glue. And so this one, I found that I'm able to wear my lashes longer with less irritation. And so I do like this glue. It does take quite a bit to dry, honestly. So you do have to like blow on it, let it sit, and then like don't rush that drying process, because if you do, your lashes ain't gonna stay on, honey. So we don't want the eyelashes to be flapping everywhere. So you definitely have to let this get tacky before you go ahead and apply your eyelashes. I do like to go ahead and use tweezers to apply my eyelashes just because it's easier for me. But if you can do it with your fingers, you can definitely do it with your fingers. Once I get the eyelashes on, I do like to go ahead and squeeze them in place to mesh with my natural eyelashes. And then you can go over it with a black mascara. I don't typically do that just because my eyes are super sensitive, and so I just like to go in and kind of like dust away any eyeshadow that has fallen out, just so the false eyelashes will blend better with my natural eyelashes. Okay, so girl, another tip that will go ahead and elevate your makeup. You're not doing anything special, but this step right here, it definitely elevates the eyes, and that is adding eyeliner to your waterline. So this is one of those things that it looks so good when you do it. So if you're scared to do it, girl, just give it a try. I promise you, it definitely elevates your look in general. It opens the eye. I don't know what it is about adding that darkness to the bottom of your eye, but the eyes just look so, it's like the eyes just pop when you add the eyeliner. So I like to use the e.l.f. cream eyeliner. I did pick this up from Ulta. Once again, super affordable. And the applicator that I like to use, this is by Morphe, I believe. Yes, this is by Morphe, and it's just a fine tip brush. It is for eyeliner. So girl, and to get that eyeliner in without messing up your concealer, I like to go ahead and use my sponge to pull down the eye so I can go ahead and get my bottom waterline without having fingerprints in my makeup, because you definitely don't want to use your fingers and then have a big old fingerprint, and then you'll just have to redo under your eye. So to prevent that, you just use a sponge or another makeup tool to pull down the eye so you can go ahead and do your eyeliner in your bottom waterline. Okay, so we're almost complete here. So next, what we're going to do is set underneath our contour, and I do like to go in with that same setting powder that I use underneath my eyes to carve out under my contour. And what I do is I just kind of dip my sponge into the powder and I go ahead and make that line. And I do go ahead and blend that away immediately just because I don't want a super harsh line. I just want a little bit of definition here. So I go ahead and make that line, pat it in, and then I go ahead and immediately dust away the excess powder. All right, and then we can go ahead and move on to the lips. I typically like to do a natural looking or nude lip. So what I've been using lately is my NYX eyebrow pencil in the shade brown. Is this brown? Dark brown, actually. So this is the NYX eyeliner in the shade, or eye pencil in the shade dark brown. I use this as a lip liner. And then I recently got my hands on a Fenty lip, I forget what it's called. It's not called lipstick, a lip paint. So it's a Fenty lip paint in the shade Unbutt. And y'all, I love this. It is just so, first of all, let's not talk about the packaging. Girl, super cute, super bougie. And then the shade, it is perfect for us dark skinned chocolate sisters. Okay, so if you are on the hunt for a nude lip, it is matte. So if you're into that, definitely want to try Fenty Unbutt. And girl, love it. And if you want a little shine, girl, you can always add your gloss on top. But this is the perfect nude shade. Okay, so girl, you see how we looking? I bet you thought we was done. I bet you thought, wait, hold on, this is very important as well. So to finish everything off and to give you that milk and that skin like finish, you definitely want to go in with setting spray. What the setting spray does is it gets rid of all the powder that we just laid down, because girl, we don't want to be walking around looking like a ghost or anything. So to get rid of the powder and to set everything in and to bring your skin forward, definitely want to go in with setting spray. So I like to use the Morphe Continuous Mist setting spray, and girl, go ham. Like, use as much of this as you would like. If you want to be extra, because this doesn't do anything but like I said, it just meshes everything together. And what you can do, sometimes I like to go in with my sponge and just kind of press the setting spray into my skin just to make sure it's okay. So we want to make sure everything is snatched and blended. So yeah, so after setting spray, you definitely want to go ahead and you can unwrap your hair, go ahead and do the finishing touches to your hair, go ahead and check around your hairline to see if you need to add any contour or any type of bronzer. That's typically what I do. If I have that line of demarcation where my headscarf was, you can go in with your brush and just kind of tap around that just to make sure there isn't a line there. And then you can go ahead, I did go ahead and touch up my little wig, y'all. Just straighten it just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, so we can have a cute little video, and then we're done. Okay, you girls like? Let me know if you girls like this type of video. This is my first time like doing a talk through and just kind of jumping in and just showing different. I didn't really do anything different. It's just the way that I recorded was a little bit different. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments. You know, let's chat it up about different techniques and products that you use so you can get you a glam face. Help your sister out too, because I'm still learning as well. But that is all that I have for this video. Hope you girls enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, you do know that I have new videos for my homegirls each and every Wednesday and Saturday. But hit that good old notification bell anyway, so that way you are notified each and every time I upload a new video. That is all for now, and I'll see you girls next time on Something About Adria. Bye.